All right, guys, we're on our fast now. You got to stay honest with this fast. That's the only way it's going to work for us is to say, thank you, Lord, for giving us the ability to focus and stay disciplined. Drink your water, your lemon water, your tea. Put your cinnamon stick in it, no sugars and anything. And that's until tomorrow evening. Now, it's about 2 o'clock here, almost 2:30. So, 1:30, I think it is. So just stay focused. It started at 12 o'clock. Keep busy. If you keep busy, you won't think that you're hungry in any type of way. Let's do a little quick Bible study. In Genesis, I want to go back to the beginning of Genesis. We read Genesis last year all the way up to, what did we read that up to? Up to Exodus, I think. And then we were supposed to pick up the Old Testament, but we're kind of flip-flopping. So Genesis 12, let's start in Genesis 12. Um, there are different types of people over in Israel. It's not just Jewish people. It's the Israeli people, the Egyptians, the Arabs. It's different people over there. But they all occupy various lands. Now, the Jewish people back in 1942, they allowed the Israeli people, the what they call Islam and different people like that, to occupy certain parts of Jerusalem. So, who would have thought that they would turn on them and say, "We want everything"? They want to argue and fight over the whole thing. But the Jewish people are saying, they allowed them to occupy certain parts of the land over there. So you would think they would just all work together and continue to make it work. Now, as far as the United States, I know this is probably something I shouldn't say. I think that we should stay out of the fight as far as them having wars over there and not have so much to do with it, but I do understand that they want to support Jerusalem. They want to support the whole thing that they have going over there because they was building it all up. But it's always a land battle. Somebody want a little bit more. Just be content, because now everything has been torn apart and innocent lives have been lost. And I don't believe the Lord want anybody fighting and arguing over land. Now he did promise the land to his people because he bought them out of bondage. He bought them out of bondage so that they wouldn't be held in slavery. And it's not for another culture or another nation to hold anybody under bondage over money, land, or any type of rights, because we are all humans. We are all the human race. All one race, maybe different colors, different dialects. That's in the Bible. Different cultures, it doesn't matter. But we're all one race under God. And he loves every one of us. And there's nobody better than the next. Some people feel they should be in control or they should have more of something to control something. It's not a control issue. And so that's why God is going to come back, because man will fight and tussle until the end. And in the middle of all of this, they're fighting and annihilating human beings, human life, and that's not good. So, I can understand that we want to help, but sometimes the help can do more harm than help. You know what I'm saying? But I can understand helping humanitarianly to make sure there's food and things that people need. But as far as helping in a war, weapons type of way to keep harming someone, I don't condone. I don't condone. Because some of the weapons that they're getting over there is coming from us, So we should just keep the stuff to yourself. Keep what you got to yourself. Stay quiet. Stay out of other people's wars and fights. Same thing with Ukraine. I don't know. I'm busy. Same thing with Ukraine. They decided they didn't want to keep getting in and keep helping, but now you're over in somebody else's backyard trying to give. It's okay to help humanitarianly, like food, warm clothing and blankets and water and whatever they need. But as far as keep going in with a war, I say get out of there. You know, leave them alone. If they want to battle, let them battle amongst themselves with what they have when their run out is over. You know, when you have nothing else to fight and nothing else to do, you have no other way to hurt a person or harm a person. How can you do it? So, you know, I don't want to offer that kind of help to someone. So, against no culture, no race. You know, I don't know exactly why the land fight is continually going. But let's read 12. Now, Jewish people are the king's people. Let's read it. It says in Genesis 12, it says, "Now the Lord has said unto Abram, Get thee out of the country and from thy kindred and from thy father's house unto a land that I will shew thee. And I will make thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee, and I will curse them that curseth thee. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed." So Abram departed as the Lord had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him. And Abram was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran. And Abram took Sarai his wife, and Lot his brother's son, and all their substance that they had gathered, and the souls that they had gotten in Haran, and they went forth to go into the land. So this is the first talk of the God of heaven, the God of the world, telling him, I'm going to help you get out of the land. I want you to go to a land that I promise you that will be your own. And this is the land that they live in over there. All of their territory over there, they fought. The Lord took them through battles to gather and gain the land. And so, you know, they occupy now, but they have to constantly fight about something that was supposed to be a heritage for them. And it says Canaan, and into they came. I and Abram passed through the land unto the place of Shechem, unto the plain of Moreh. And the Canaanite was then in the land. And the Lord appeared unto Abram and said, Unto thy seed will I give this land, and there build me an altar unto the Lord, who appeared unto him. And he removed from thence unto a mountain on the east of Bethel, and pitched his tent, having Bethel on the west, and Hai on the east. And there he built an altar unto the Lord, and called upon the name of the Lord. And Abram journeyed, going on still toward the south. And there was a famine in the land, and Abram went down into Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine was grievous in the land. And it came to pass, when he was come near to enter into Egypt, that he said unto Sarai his wife, Behold, now I know that thou art a fair woman to look upon. Therefore it shall come to pass, when the Egyptians shall see thee, that they shall... He told them that that was his sister, because they hadn't become married yet. They were traveling together. I think they were married already. But one of the Egyptian people wanted to purchase her for his wife, but he found out that he was already married. That was not his sister, that was his wife. And so he said, man, why did you tell me that? He said, because I didn't know what you would think of us being together. I think they had not married yet or something, I'm not sure. But you know, he said you shouldn't. And the man there, the king there, at that time, he said you shouldn't have told me that, because he was going to go there and take her. He wanted her for himself, so he had to let him know, you know, that he didn't tell the truth. But when he did own up and tell the truth, they let him leave there with stuff to start their home and everything with. And they went on to the next place and built them a home and started. Found out Sarah couldn't have children. So when they got their home going, she told her housemaid to have a child for her husband. Now her housemaid was let me see, the housemaid was an Egypt woman. She was an Egyptian. Let me see what her name was. She was an Egyptian woman. Um, she ended up getting pregnant for him, but she actually had eyes for Abraham. And so one was the son, the first son that was born was born of a bondwoman because she was slave. And Isaac was born later. God was going to bless Sarah with a baby, but she was in a hurry to have a son of promise for her husband because he wanted a son so bad. So when Isaac came, he was the son of promise. He was born of the free woman. So now you got one son born of a bondwoman and one son born of a free woman. And then years later, after Sarah died, uh, Abraham went out to find a wife for Isaac. He found Rebecca. And so in him finding Rebecca and seeing them being together, it kindled something in his heart. And he sprang up and wanted to fall in love again. So somehow he remarried. And what I found out, I was listening to Perry Stone on the YouTube. He said, listen, that the one he remarried was what this lady name was. It was the Egyptian woman, but her name was Keturah. But when she was pregnant, when they were married, her name was something else. But her name was Keturah. But this was the same Egyptian woman that he got pregnant at first before Isaac was born. So, it's sort of a parallel that the one of promise was Isaac, which had the blessing. But the firstborn was Ishmael from the bondwoman, the slave woman. And so a whole nation of people was born of Ishmael. And then a nation of people was born of Isaac. And I'm going to leave it at that. And I'm going to tell you about it some more when I come back. See, this is about nations of people that are sort of related, but in a different way. But the Lord said he is blessing them all. But instead of them trying to work together, it's a battle. It's a battle. And it's always a battle like that between different races, And I've heard different people say here on YouTube, when you get to heaven, nobody going to look upon you for your color or who you are, nothing like that. They're going to be nothing like that. Everybody going to be the same. Nobody going to even think about what color you are, or which language you speak, or what's this or that. All nationalities will be there. And, the people that are living their lives before God the right way will be there. And will nobody even think different, and it will be no battles over no money or land or nothing like that. So, and people here on earth, we should all try to strive to live in equality amongst each other, no matter what. Everybody can learn a new thing to relate to one another, learn this, learn that. So anyway, I'm going to pick it up with you tomorrow about Ishmael and Isaac and the two nations and the 12 sons. They had lots of offspring. Even Abraham, when he remarried Keturah, which was the original maid that he had, his son Ishmael, by remarried, he had more children, even more by her. When he remarried, he was 96 or 99 years old when he remarried after Sarah died. So, all right, I'll talk to you some more about it tomorrow. Bye-bye.